Okay, so one more topic I figured I'd cover with you guys. The 9/11 Twin Towers attack. It's a touchy subject for a lot of people. It's a touchy subject for me. I remember my father came down to my room. I was in 12th grade PSEO going to college, but I was full-time college, so I didn't have class at early morning because obviously I was smart at 17, 18 years old, and I didn't schedule 8 a.m. classes. So I was actually still in my room, laying in bed. All I had was labs that day. Science people, you Monday, Wednesday, Friday, generally you have class, and then Tuesday, Thursdays you do labs, because labs are like 2 or 3 hours long. So that's how it works when you're a science major. So anyways, I don't remember exactly what day 9/11 fell on, but what the calendar said was I didn't have a morning class. So I was in my room, in my bed. My dad came down and he said, "You're going to want to get up and see this. You'll never forget this day for the rest of your life." And I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "The World Trade Centers have been attacked." And I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, a plane flew into one of them, and another one just flew into the other one." And I figured you'd want to get up and watch history being made. Of course. Been fascinated ever since. I was so fascinated, I went and bought the book, The New Jackal. Look it up. Talks about the first time the World Trade Centers were attacked. What it doesn't talk about is that what a lot of people don't know. You know, the World Trade Center was the head of Wall Street. But the World Trade Center were two giant buildings that were crumbling on the outside with a giant structural steel frame on the middle. A frame so amazing that a hurricane could hit New York and it would knock it down. That was the whole point. But the outside of it was concrete and asbestos. Well, what happens to asbestos after a period of time? Asbestos breaks down and it becomes a toxic material. You can't breathe it. What are you going to do when you've got the two tallest buildings towering in New York, absolutely full, caked full of 1970s or whatever asbestos? The abatement would cost more than it would cost to wrap New York in a bubble. This is America's, financial headquarters, guys. Also, we needed a way, not we the people, but they, the government, needed a way to track us all, because they knew what was going to happen as their plans started to unravel. They knew patriots like me, like the people that I follow that I get most of my information from. I don't get my information mostly from my brain. Some of it I deduct on my own. It comes from other patriots. It comes from lots of research. Just listening to one person, listening to another person, listening to 5 people, listening to where they get their sources, dissecting them, reading them. I'm a salesman, so I'm a human people reader. I can tell when you're lying to me. I've called people out straight out when they're lying to me, and some of you probably watching this may have been victim to that. Hopefully not, but it is what it is. So you're not going to pull the wool over my eyes. So I do my research and I look at things. I look at things like when in UK, when there's people reporting across the seas, they have no clue what's going on in the United States. They're believing what we're transmitting over there, right? The television, the TV programming on TV. You watch a TV show. Television, right? So you believe what you see. You believe what you're told. If you watch any of my earlier videos, it's about waking you up from what you believe what you're told. So, over in the UK, they're reporting on Building 7, 26, doesn't matter, minutes before it collapsed. There's a gentleman in a suit in like a newsroom, like on KARE 11 or Fox 9, he's reporting on it. They go live to the lady with the microphone who's got the camera behind her reporting on Building 7 being falling. 26 minutes before it fell. It's right there. You can see it. It's right there. It hasn't fallen yet. What happened? Who knows? The explosives didn't go off. Divine intervention. We don't know. The report's supposed to happen. What happened on January 6th? They tried to blame Trump for insurrection, yet the insurrection happened an hour before because Trump delayed his whole entire speech to the United States, the world, an hour. Was that by mistake? Was that a coincidence? So while he was telling the speech, before he even said we should go peacefully to the Capitol, they were already insurrecting it. The fake people, the CIA operatives that were implanted. You starting to figure this out? Building 7 fell before it fell. They're reporting on 26 minutes early. You want the video? You want to call me a liar? Send me Venmo for $20. If you watch it and you don't believe me, I'll send you Venmo back for $30. I don't care. I'm not worried about $10. If you want to cheat me out of $10 to prove you're right, go ahead. It's true. It happened. The planes you saw hitting the towers, I've got videos that don't show them. What was it? I don't know. Holograms? Those explosives are never taking those buildings down. Do some research. Do some research. Why are you doing that research? Do some research on the Denver International Airport. Look at how there's a city below the airport bigger than the Denver city itself above. $8.4 billion to build that airport. Lots of things that have never been happened. Lots of weird signage that's now being taken out. Do some research on that, but I digress. Guys, everything you think you know is going to change. It is not going to be how you think it's going to be. Maybe everything I'm telling you doesn't come to fruition. Maybe it doesn't because it gets hidden. Or maybe because I'm off. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. My research is limited to the capacity of my own brain. And the capacity of the brains of the smart people around me, who I give most of my credit to because I can't give it all to me. Credit to God, credit to the great people that think like me, and a little bit to me because I do my own deducing. What you have to understand is that 9/11 was an inside job. When the planes hit, President Bush, who I campaigned for, I got him into office. I was a big fan of his, so when you hear me criticizing him, understand I campaigned for him. I literally got paid to campaign for him in college. I did. I claimed taxes on the money I made from the Republican Party to register voters in Anoka County. The guy that ended up blowing up the World Trade Center. So, egg on my face. So don't think I'm sitting here, bipartisan. I'm sitting here telling you that John F. Kennedy, who was a Democrat, John F. Kennedy Jr., who was a Democrat, that they're good people. I'm telling you this. I'm not even really Republican. I'm a constitutional conservative that believes in the Republic of the United States of America, not the contract that we have that's null and void that makes us a corporation out of DC. But that'll be another video or another revelation down the road. We'll see what happens. Point being, 9/11 was an inside job to get rid of the World Trade Centers because they needed to come down, and it would cost billions of dollars to do it. But more importantly, it was the reason to enact the Patriot Act, which is the biggest assault against the United States, we the people. The Patriot Act, they might as well call it the Antichrist Act. It's anything but. They fooled us. I was like 18, 20 years old in college. I was aspiring just to be a good person and be a good, just believing in government and wanting to do good. I was a smart kid, loved growing up and enjoyed government class, and I didn't know what I was voting in office. The destruction, the terror, which you're going to find out. The things you're going to find out, guys, are going to shock you to your core. Get ready. Get your family ready. Listen to my videos so that you have some insight to give them when it happens. If it never happens, okay, whatever. I try to keep these things short, 5, 6, 7 minutes as I'm driving around, as I think of topics to come up with. But 9/11 was most certainly an inside job. I would bet my life on it. There's 0% chance in my mind that it wasn't. 0. It's a conjecture to you, but it's a fact to me. So, anyways, guys, that's my opinion on 9/11, Building 7. If you want to see the video of the building not being fallen, where it's in the background while they're saying that it's gone, I can send it to you easily. I just watched it like today or yesterday, so that's easy. I can do that for you guys. But what I can't do is get you guys to do the research beyond what I tell you to know the truth. If you listen to me, then you're no better than the people that listen to Donald Trump about the vaccine. Don't listen to me. I could be lying to you. I could have bad research. Do your own. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Let me repeat that. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Don't let me convince you. Do your own research. If you need help figuring out where to find research, where to go, I can help you with that. That's no problem. I can guide you. Not like the Georgia Guidestones. Oh, I could do a whole. Maybe I do one on that. I don't know. Anyways, guys, 9/11 inside job. You're gonna find out about a lot. The Kennedy, the original one was a CIA operative to get rid of him. John F. Kennedy, the original OG. George Bush Sr. headed it up. George Bush Jr. was involved, as long as Hillary Clinton, in the trying to kill of JFK Jr. George Jr., who I campaigned for. Hit myself every day for that. He's a bad man. He was in on 9/11. The man that we don't mention, John McMuffin, we're not going to say his name. Bad man. Mitt Romney, we're not going to talk about him. I supported him for a while. We're not going to talk about him. Bad man. They're rhinos. Republican in name only. They're not true Republicans. They're not true patriots. Guys, start getting more involved in your local elections. Your sheriff in every county holds more power than anybody else in the United States. Ostensibly more power than maybe the president. I'm not going to go that far, but the sheriff of Wright County, where I live, could arrest Sean what's his name? Sean, I should know this. He could arrest a federal official coming to my door trying to arrest me. Sean Derringer. He could arrest a federal government official coming to my house to arrest me. He could say, nope, not only are you not going to arrest Mr. Ferns, but I'm going to arrest you and I'm put you in jail and hold you at contempt. The sheriff of every county is the most important position literally in the country. It was designed that way by our founders because small government should overrule large government, guys. So in future elections, the most important person that you can elect into anybody, I don't give a shit who you care, excuse my language, who you vote in a president or for your attorney general. I mean, you should care. But the most important person in your county is your sheriff. Make sure that your sheriff is aligned with your views. Before I vote Sean Derringer in again, I plan to meet with him, read him out, and find out what I think of him. When I do that, I will post another video, and we'll see if we're behind keeping him in position or not. And if we're not, we'll take those actions. I'm not saying that we have to. But every one of your counties, you should be paying attention to who is sheriff. It is the most important position, the most important office in your world, in your entire world where you live. If Joe Biden comes out and says, screw SCOTUS, We're going to arrest everybody that wants to hell of a gun. We're going to take them all. We're going to take all their guns. The sheriff of Wright County, Sean Derringer, can say, let's go, Brandon. You're not taking their guns. You're not taking the guns of the people in my county. Come at me. Come at me, bro. Come at me. He holds more power than almost anybody. Do your own research. Find it out. Prove me wrong. You can prove me wrong. I will take you out to Ruth Chris, Manny's, Murray's, Kincaid's. I'll buy the most best dinner you can ever find if you can prove me wrong on that. Challenge to you. It is true. It's 100% true. Open. I'm out here on YouTube saying that. Anybody that can prove me wrong on that, tell it to pull this video down. Open invitation. Prove me wrong. Guys, it's time to get involved. It's time to get focused on what's going on in our world. It's time to put the effort in to doing the research, to understanding our Constitution, our government, why things happen the way they happen, and why it's important to you. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is we're going to turn into China. We're going to turn into a communist country. The scare back in the 70s was red herring. It was to make people believe it couldn't happen so that it could happen today, in my opinion. I wasn't alive then, but I believe it's a red herring. I believe a lot of things that you've seen are red herrings to make us feel like it's just natural. All the alien stuff you see these, the Alien Resident, all the alien stuff. You see Alec Baldwin on a Hulu commercials acting like an alien. I truly believe that they had something planned for us. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, don't worry about it. It's not real. Holograms or whatnot. But that's off topic for maybe another conversation, guys. Long story short, don't believe the media. Don't believe what you see on TV. Don't believe anything these days. If you see an alien invasion, don't believe it. If anything that you think you see a school shooting and you think it's some crazy guy with a gun, no, it's MK Ultra. Look that up. Everything you're seeing is a show or a propaganda push. And if you don't believe me, you don't have to. That's okay. That's natural. But listen to me today, and then when what happens is either going to have credibility to what I'm telling you, or it's not. And if I lose all my credibility, I won't be posting videos, and you'll be like, guy's a quack, I'm glad you listen to him. I doubt that's what's going to happen. If it does start to change where the things I'm telling you are correct, then my first suggestion to you would be drop to your knees and pray to God and thank Him for helping people like me find truth. And I'm not saying that I'm anything important or special, but I pray every night over the things that I talk about, that I think about, that I concentrate on, making sure that I'm not following God, that I'm online with what He wants me to say. So I've had numerous heart attacks. I've had cancer. I'm a survivor. And I tell God, you've given me plenty of opportunities to stay on this earth. God, if you want to take me off, if the message that I'm telling people is not true, then take me off this earth. You've had enough opportunities. You take me off this earth with a heart attack or cancer, nobody's going to suspect anything. Unfortunately, or not unfortunately, fortunately for me, unfortunately for the enemy, God keeps me going. So that's my piece for today, guys. There's a lot of conspiracy facts that you're going to come to find. Conspiracy theory was a term coined by the CIA during the original Kennedy assassination to cover it up. Look it up. It's true. You don't have to believe me. Anyways, guys, hit me up if you want more information on what I've talked about. I'm just getting new to putting out videos. I don't have time in my day to sit and text all this stuff and write it out to every individual and then expect them to listen to it. It's easier for me to put videos out, so that might be my new way of doing things. But just know that I love you all, guys, and the reason I put all this information out, the reason I do this research, I mean, do the research for me, but the reason I put it out is for you guys. I don't gain much from it. I actually catch a lot of flack. I lose friends, I lose family members, I get ostracized. I get, you know, blacklisted. I don't get to come to the cabin anymore. I don't get to go around my family events. I don't get invited to anything. I get invited to graduation parties for some, birthday parties some. I'm basically a black sheep because I'm trying to stand up for all of you guys. I could keep all this information to myself and not tell any of you and just know it. Protect myself, stock up for myself, get the 20,000 bottles of water and the oats and everything else that I'm stocking up on, and not share with people and not make you all think I'm crazy. But everything I get it's sustainable, so if I don't use it, I can use it tomorrow or the next week. It's called preparing. But I'm crazy because I'm preparing for the worst. I've always lived my life when I pack, my Uncle Mark and I, we always say, we pack so much. Why do you pack so much? We prepare for the worst and hope for the best. We don't know. Maybe we get out there and it rains 12 times and we go through 25 jackets. We don't know. We bring everything. We pack our truck to the gills because it's so easy to bring it home. But when you're out in the middle of nowhere, it's hard to have it when you don't have it. It's called preparing. That's why we prepare. That's why I'm suggesting to my people now to prepare. Farmers are not yielding the crops that they've been yielding. There's going to be shortages. The things that you're buying on the shelves today are representative of what farmers did last year. The nuts, the grains, the wheats, everything. The chicken breast. You try to find chicken breast lately? You've tried to find chicken wings lately? What's happening? You better start hunting. You better figure a way to get some deer this winter because you're not going to have cows next year. You're not going to have chicken. You're not going to oats. You're not going to have grains. You're not going to have rice. Maybe you do. Some won't. Many will. Not. Maybe you all do. Maybe this is all a worthless conversation. So I've stored up a couple extra pounds of meat and some extra grains that are sustainable, some wheat, oat. And it doesn't go wrong. It doesn't go bad. And maybe some of you don't listen and you just say, whatever. Cub Foods is always going to have my food because Cub Foods always has my back. Good luck to you guys. You better hope that you have a lot of friends like me that overstocked and that we don't have a lot of friends and family, but I have like 10 siblings, 4 parents, 50 cousins, I don't know, 20 aunts and uncles, extended family that were aunts and uncles, probably another 30. So if I have extra stock, am I going to have enough for my 10 siblings and my parents and my cousins and my uncles and my aunts? No. Maybe we don't need it. Do your research. Don't listen to me. Do your research. It's real, guys. It's happening. It's going to happen to all of us. And if you don't listen to me, that's okay. If you made it through my longest video now, 23 minutes, you probably will prep, and you should. And if you want tips on it, reach out to me. Y'all always can reach out to me no matter what happens. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Thank you.